Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's post-match reaction following Celtic 3, St Mirren 0 today at Celtic Park. A Celtic move back to 13 points clear at the top. I mean, it doesn't really matter because the league was over, according to some, after Thursday. So, but anyway, Alistair, how you doing after that day?
I'm good. I thought it was getting a bit warmer, but it's obviously a bit colder. 13 degrees under.
Today, man. It's Baltic today. It was cold at Parkhead, but I mean, it probably even be
Colder
colder.
than Govan, I heard.
Govan. So, hi Alistair, the day 3-0. Pretty just your bog standard game, if I'm being perfectly honest. We asked for a performance. I thought we kind of got it semi. I don't know. I think it was
In spells, I would say.
in spells. I think we got it, and then in spells it was just the same. Shit like passing with no purpose really, but we'll go into that because Brendan Rodgers has had a bit to say on that, but we'll go into that later on. Alistair, the team, we wanted to see that up top. We discussed this kind of change in the midfield. We did kind of get a change for Tati, Bernardo dropping out for McCowan and Engels, who I wanted to see, especially Engels. I thought, he was undeserving to miss out last week on Thursday. McCowan come in. He does a brilliant job. He usually does. He's dependable that way. Trust to come back in. Thank Christ. Honestly,
say what you feel, Josh. Say what you feel.
Kuhn and Maida on the wings, and Eder up top, which I thought we needed as well, as we both kind of said. So I asked a fair few changes. How do you think they got on?
You say, mate, bog standard. It was started okay first 10 minutes. Then you just use a wall for 20 minutes. Passing, try to walk it in at times. Some good set pieces by Engels, but nobody on the end of them until Big Trusty got his noggin at once. So.
There was the set pieces. I thought they have improved. I thought Engels has gave us, and McCowan, both of them have gave us just a bit better from those set pieces. At least it's no 1 in 99 at this. At least half the deliveries are decent, half are shite. To be honest, I noticed that. So I think Engels put a good delivery. And the problem as well, we've got absolutely nobody attacking them, which I just was a bit disappointing. I just said, Alistair, we started the game well, but then you get the usual lull. I felt at times we weren't using Kuhn enough on that right hand side.
Yeah, Kuhn and Johnson again were very good.
I think on that left hand side, especially, I think we need a winger. I think we are, because I think Maida just maybe isn't playing as well at the moment, but he's not getting a rest. He's not getting put out of the team, and that's the thing. I think that's where we need somebody to push. I'm most like saying Maida's been terrible.
I know he took off today, but he's basically playing every minute, Josh. And that's no healthy.
No, it isn't. But we did get the opening goal. It's a good, and I actually said to you 2 minutes before, quitting the play up and do something. Celtic have got a habit of doing this, and we've done this. We can do something in 2 passes. It takes us 8. But the goal comes from just a bit of quality. McCowan puts it over. Maida puts it across. Kuhn probably gets lucky with finish. I think the goalkeeper is a bit of a stinker, to be honest.
Yeah, the goalkeeper wasn't one of the best goalkeepers I've seen at Celtic Park. No harm him, but it looked very, very shaky. I know their goalkeeper has been recalled for Brentford, did you say?
Brentford, aye, Brentford.
So he might be one to look at long term.
I mean, we'll see. It might be. Then Alistair, it was the same again, just a lull again. It was just kind of. I thought as well the game was really stop-start. I thought St Mirren were getting away with murder at times, to be honest.
Yeah, well, remember I said in the preview, Josh, St Mirren they're good on site.
I thought they contained us well for the first 20 minutes. As much as maybe people would say, oh, Celtic weren't great, I thought St Mirren actually stuck with their task. They were pressing us quite well.
Really, Josh, apart from set pieces, did
Aye,
you ever
no,
really think they were scoring?
no,
And
no.
again, I don't think
Um,
Spike had a save.
but I think when people get frustrated, I think sometimes we just expect the opposition to come and we turn them over, but obviously it's not going to be like that. But we got the second through Austin Trusty from a corner, thank God, because the amount of corners were getting put in, and a decent delivery from Engels and McCowan. It was delivered in by Engels, another assist by the way for Engels as well, which is brilliant. I thought he strolled through the game again today.
Did he get man of the match in the
Nicholas
stadium or
Kuhn,
do we don't know because the power cut?
No, Nicholas couldn't go to it. I think just because obviously he's 2 goals now. But good delivery and Trusty's there. Really happy for Trusty. I think he's been he's only player really in the starting kind of 11 that's still got on the end or something. But he's brilliant, good header, and you're getting at half time 2-0. Especially with what happened earlier on the day where Rangers slit him up at Hibs. Obviously they won the league last week, so you can forgive
Yeah,
them.
the DVD's just been released.
No, but we were able just to get at half time, kind of go to the second goal, and you're kind of fine. You're getting back to kind of 13 points of a gap at the top. The second half, I think the main attraction, as you said, Alistair, was the power cut. To be honest, I don't really think the game was. There was not much
It
to
was
write home
very,
about.
it was very game management. Let's no day and that that game on Wednesday night. Feel about
Aye,
it, Josh?
we did actually score a third goal.
One I couldn't see because my father was standing up, so I couldn't see it. So
Um,
I give him a
no, scored the third goal. It's kind of fluky goal. Defender and the goalkeeper for St Mirren. Engels kind of back heels it, and I don't
oh,
know how
that's
it ends
right.
up. I don't know how it ends up at Kuhn, to be honest. Ends up at Kuhn, he finishes or whatever. But
I would
it's
probably believe that to be fair.
I want to discuss a bit about Ida because I do think he was really unlucky at a run in the near the end of the game where he actually done really well running. I just thought it wasn't really falling from them. There was the goal. Engels put a ball in from as well, but it was called offside when he hit the post with his head and then it bounced off. You're thinking, oh, he's got the bit of luck. Then it's called offside. You're like, as much as we've moaned about the strikers, I do have a lot of sympathy for him and Keel because I just don't think those balls are falling, and I think he needs one of those. The saying
Yeah,
is, you need the,
he needs to score the winner against either Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup or he needs to score the golden goal against Young Boys kind of thing
aye.
to liven them up. But
Um,
liven them up's a wrong thing to say, but
just get the
I,
confidence.
I do think he needs a goal like Kyogo got against St Johnson
Aye.
to be in the right place.
But I as you say, Alistair, it was just kind of one of those games where you just needed to get 3 points, especially obviously what happened at Easter Road earlier in the day. We extended the gap back to 13 points. Alistair, what about man of the match? What would you say for man of the match?
This is not Arne Engels podcast, but I'm giving it to Arne Engels. Sorry, Nicholas, but I'm giving it to Arne Engels. I like a good quality midfielder.
For me, either Arne Engels or Nicholas Kuhn. I will just edge towards Kuhn because he's 2 goals, but I thought Engels, he was. I mean, a lot of the midfield was, looking backwards and trying to go side to side. Engels was looking kind of for that forward pass, and I thought he was. There was
What
times
do
where
you think of McGowan's performance?
I thought he'd come in and done a job. It was just kind of, he was looking, he was forward thinking as well. And you like to see that. I think you need to see that in players. He obviously does well for the first goal. Just his set piece delivery. I thought he was tidy on the ball. Along with Engels, I thought the two of them. McGregor, I'm still not convinced at the moment with Callum McGregor. That's not me not having a go at him. I just think he's not been as adventurous on the ball as I'd probably like him maybe at times. There was a lot of sideways passing at times. There was points when he was doing really well to get out of space, but sometimes I just think that he maybe too safely he's passing it. It's probably not something you would associate with Callum McGregor, but you know what, I'm not going to sit and moan because I thought he'd done what he had to do really, but I thought McGowan and Engels, they were always kind of looking, but they were the more kind of attacking. I thought Engels as well, there was a few times Taylor get caught out.
His crosses, especially on the run, Josh, are always on the money. Always on the money.
And I thought his defensive, when he had to be, was good. When players maybe he kind of was filling in for players. But I would go for Nicholas Kuhn just for the 2 goals. Alistair, I want to kind of speak, obviously, I think there's been a big stuck kind of call because of what Brendan Rodgers said after the match about, obviously, his tactics and about Greg Taylor and Kieran Tierney, whatever. I'll play it just for anybody who's not heard it. We'll just play it.
Minutes, we make a backward pass and the crowd get onto the team. Now that cannot happen. One, if you know about football, and two, if you can understand that when teams come here, they're going to make it really difficult. You know, you can't turn up every single week and be 3-4-0 up in 20 minutes. Teams are well organised, teams are well set up. You have to work the game. So sometimes you have to play a backward pass to change the point of attack. We make a backward pass and then we go on to the players. And that's why I was proud of the players. This is a point, I don't need the cheers when it's 3-0 and the support when it's 3-4-0 and 5-0. This team needs it. It's just the amount of games that they're playing and how we play. You only need to look at the facts and how this team plays to know they're an attacking team, a creative team that creates goals and scores goals. So when we decide to go back to change the point of attack, clap the players. Don't panic. Don't start getting onto them, you know, because we're trying to get another attack. So for us, we play a backward pass, sideward pass is to change the point of attack, right? And the players deserve more. The players deserve the trust. And that was my annoyance today because 2-0, 3-0 is great. But we need the support when it's 0-0, especially amidst a run of games where there's so many games, you know, where you might be a fraction just fatigued, but we don't mention that. We want to attack. Look at our numbers. Look at our stats. Just trust the team, trust the manager. If you don't, just trust the team, trust how they play. We've seen it consistently now. It's not like a year or so ago, or just over a year ago, where it was a little bit slow and a little bit, you know, and players are getting used to it. The consistency of the team has been incredible. The level of the team has been such a high level. But support it, and then you'll get even more out of the team. Total lack of respect. Of course it is. Get Greg Taylor. He's been absolutely amazing at this club. How does he feel? He's playing, nearly breaks his nose, bleeding for the club, for the cause. I'm more worried about the players that are here. It's not very respectful. He's saying for another player, no matter what Kieran's history is. I don't like that. I hear the stuff around him, maybe Champions League. But to be fair, add hundreds of Celtic players that haven't been good enough in Champions League, you know. Add Greg Taylor or whatever people might do, but there's lots of players. But what I know is this is a man who gives everything for this club, and hopefully we can keep him here because we're trying to build a strong squad. I put myself in his shoes, playing in left back in the game, and we're singing the name of someone else. That's like me stood on the side and the supporters singing for another manager. Especially when you're doing so much for the club and have given so much for the club. It's a little frustrating. When it was 0-0 for the first 20 minutes.
Right, I'm going to break it up into 2 segments.
Yeah, because that's what I was going to say.
And you might not be speaking for a while here, Alistair, because I've kind of got a lot to say about it. The first segment, obviously, is about the style of play and the backwards passing, and you know, fans getting frustrated and restless, especially at Celtic Park or whatever. And at times I can be one of them. And part of me does agree with them, but part of me does not agree with them as well. Celtic, I do think sometimes, and you know what, supporters are able to support any Celtic in whatever way they seem suitable. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, Alistair, or anybody how to support Celtic. I do think sometimes, you know, at Celtic Park, we're no 2-0 up within 20 minutes, say, and, you know, we are still hanging on the door to, you know, get the opening goal. It can be frustrating. I think that's just human nature. Like today, we were, you know, it was coming. We were doing all right. The thing I don't agree with is I do think the style of play has become overkill when it comes to how much more passing it. I do think there's, as I said to you, Alistair, at the ground, there's stuff you can do in 2 passes that take us 9 or 10 at times, which I don't really agree with. And I've had a kind of bee in my bonnet about it for weeks, even while winning games. As I said in the Rangers match reaction, I said something was coming because the style of play at the start of the season, it was quick and the passes we were making were good passing. I think there's been a lot of just pointless passing being hammered into a game, Alistair. So there's that kind of point. Half it I do agree with. I do think sometimes fans can get a bit restless, and that's fine. But there is also the part where I do agree with the fans' side is sometimes the passing is just completely pointless.
Passing for passing's sake.
Aye. The second part of it, I completely disagree with. I don't know why he feels the need to come out and say it, and I'm not turning on Brendan Rodgers. You have just went 13 points clear at the top of the league. You've just comfortably beat St Mirren. We've had a good year, you know, and you feel the need to have a go at supporters for singing a song, and he was having a go. I'm going to use that word because he was, and I'm not going to sit here and turn on Brendan Rodgers because I'm not doing that, but I'm going to criticise him because I don't really think the wording of it is good enough. The style of play argument, I can get why he's a bit frustrated with that. I can get that. But telling a support and telling what you can't sign Kieran Tierney's name, the club have made it an open secret. Brendan Rodgers was standing at a gala with Kieran Tierney. I don't know if that's when they were discussing. I don't know. But it's an open secret. It's all over the papers. Fabrizio Romano reported on it. So Celtic are looking at Kieran Tierney. So why are supporters not allowed to
get excited about potentially bringing back the best left back in a generation?
Aye, and a Celtic supporter, a Celtic fan who is like me, you, whatever, that is going to
start singing there.
I know it's the words of the Callum McGregor song go, but it is just, I don't agree with it at all. Now, if Greg Taylor gets annoyed by that, tough. It's no that we're not, and this is what I wish. This is where it gets. This is where the wrong thing is. Now, do I think Greg Taylor's not good enough for a starting left back at Celtic? His time's passed. And I fully stand by that. I do agree sometimes the criticism can be a bit much, just like with all our players at times. But the fans are entitled to criticise how they see fit. The big thing I don't agree with, Alistair, is if it hurts his feelings, I don't really care. Do you think if we started saying about Jota, Kieran Maida would get upset? No, I don't think they would care. Do you think if we started singing about fucking Henrik Larsson, Kyogo would care? No. So it's just completely weird to come out with that, to be honest.
So let me get this right. And this is what I'm going to say here might offend some people, but hey ho. I think every time we changed the word to Last Christmas, we gave it to Ange Postecoglou, we gave it to Brendan Rodgers. Did they get upset? Well, maybe Brendan does, I don't know. But I just think it's a mountain out of molehill that didn't need to be. Then, do you know what? it confirms to me that Greg Taylor either is away or with Rodgers walking up the tunnel after him, he's going to sign a new contract. It's as clear cut as that for me.
You know, and I've always said this with the whole Greg Taylor saga. Rodgers is giving out mixed messages. Because at the start of it, he's like, no, we want to see you, Greg. Then during the middle, he was like, if you want to sign, sign. Now all of a sudden, he's trying to mollycoddle Greg Taylor.
Beg him.
And, right, people might disagree with this point. He's not good enough for a starting left back. I wouldn't mind if he stayed back up. If I'm being honest, that's my honest opinion. He's not good enough starting left back at Celtic. But I think if you were him as a backup, a squad player, then I would probably be fine with that. Because I do still think he will give you something. I just think there's limitations there. Like there is with every player, and you just need to admit that. The Celtic fans singing Kieran Tierney's name is getting no disrespect towards Greg Taylor. Now, Greg Taylor probably knows that we think he's shite. Let's be honest. He's not stupid.
Yep.
But we also, and maybe I just speak for myself here, see if Greg Taylor goes at the end of the season, I'll clap him off and go, all right, thanks for what you've done, because he's still done a turn for us at Celtic. Let's not try and rewrite history and say...
Let's be honest, Celtic's been good for Greg Taylor as well.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's been a kind of two-way street, as you would call it. But to come out and lambast the fans for singing somebody's name who has been heavily linked with a return to the club, I mean, it's just... Would you want Celtic? At the end of the day, Celtic fans are responsible. They can sing whatever they want. They can sing.
The thing, bring back Kieran Tierney, Greg Taylor, get to.
I would understand if it was a chant like that, but right, come on, that's a bit far. So if they were singing Kieran Tierney and Greg Taylor, get to fuck or something, like, I would understand that. Right, that's no nice, to be honest, right? But at the end of the day,
let's take another player's name.
But at the end of the day,
player that's done really well for the club, may I add?
Aye, but at the end of the day, if fans want to go and chant whatever they want, like if they want to go and chant something that isn't, like nice, they're responsible for that. But Brendan Rodgers, let's be honest, is on a sugar peg with a lot of fans. I think wrongly. I think some fans are very stubborn. I do think I think there's a lot of stubborn supporters out there who, and you're entitled to your opinion, and I continue to say it because I'm not saying my opinion, I'm not right or wrong, and everybody should believe it. Of course, I'm not going to say that, but it's just giving food to the ones that didn't want Brendan Rodgers here in the first place. I think Brendan Rodgers has done a fantastic job. It's second time and first time round as Celtic manager.
Personally, I think Josh, when he reflects on what he said today, I think he'll think, I shouldn't have went that far. I think he went slightly OTT, and I know Brendan Rodgers has got an ego.
Oh, he's got an ego bigger than
the size of a door. But I think, to be honest, I don't think he's helped himself there. And he's entitled to his opinion, as you say. But at the end of the day, we've just went 13 points clear. We've got a comfortable one. We're back in a good position. Let's be honest, we were never out of a good position. Why, in the name of God, in the middle of a transfer window, bring that up?
Mm. No, that's the big baffling thing for me is, and I think Brendan Rodgers, the big ego has got me. We like to laugh at his box office Brodge moments, as we call them, but I think sometimes his ego does get in the way of him just maybe shutting his mouth and just kind of, because it's gave the papers, it's gave the media.
Yeah. The papers are going to live in this for days now.
Um,
The build
exactly.
up to Dundee United will be dominated by this.
Um,
Wouldn't be.
and frankly, I couldn't care. It's something I don't really care that much about.
Before we move on, Josh, can I just lay my cards on the table with Greg Taylor? I'm absolutely scunnered with the whole saga now. If you're
Aye.
signing, sign. If you're going, go.
Aye.
That's it. I'm just bored with the whole thing. I'm bored.
And I think this is just further added to it. It's telling fans if they can sing or not. The style of play, and some fans are going to say, "Aye, that's 100% correct." Other fans are going to go, "Nah, they should be allowed to sing whatever they want," which I probably fall into, to be honest.
No,
Within reason, obviously,
I
but
think if you pay your money, and here's the thing as well, Josh, I don't want to. People have come out, paid a lot of money over Christmas, New Year and stuff, and he's come. I know there's some parts of what he said I agree with.
I agree with the whole first part.
I thought, to be honest, when he says about singing a song being disrespectful, no, it's not.
As I said, I agree with most of the first part because I do think that some supporters expect us to just rock up at Celtic Park, score 4 or 5 goals, and on you go.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
No,
Because,
well, that's Liverpool.
and I think it's disrespectful to. It's disrespectful to, as Rodgers says, to clubs like St Mirren, who they just think we're going to turn up. It's going to.
You did call this in the preview when you said somebody will chant Kieran Tierney's name and all hell's going to break
No,
loose.
but get about the Kieran Tierney stuff because I've gave kind of an opinion on that. The style of play stuff. At times I do think if we don't score within the first 10 minutes, there's all hell breaks loose at times. And don't get me, but I'll also say as there's sometimes the passing is pure overkill. So there is a mix, but as you say, the Kieran Tierney stuff, I don't get where he's coming from at all. We've sung Scott Sinclair's song. I remember a few years back when we played Preston. Do you think that Winger them was getting? No, it's So if fans are going to be, don't put it out in the papers, right? Now, obviously, I'm not saying the club but the club have got whistleblowers who I know how it works, how people get articles and they get tip offs. So don't make it pretty clear that you're looking after, trying to go after Kieran Tierney, and then when fans get a bit excited, no, you can't get excited because it's a lack of respect.
And he's not here yet.
Which I do agree, he's not here yet, and it's fans aren't being disrespectful to Kieran Tierney or Greg Taylor. No, Greg Taylor. They're not being disrespectful at all. They're singing a chant of somebody who
they think going to join.
Who's going to join back, had a really big connection with his support last time. And Greg Taylor is probably, we've seen it in the clips, he's probably a good guy in the dressing room, and that's fine. There was no disrespect whatsoever towards Greg Taylor. And that's where I'm going to end it because it's just a stupid argument. There is absolutely no disrespect in Greg Taylor. As you said, Alison, see if we were saying Kieran Tierney and Greg Taylor get to 40, then we'll go, right, okay. But we sung Kieran Tierney's chant, end of. There is nothing. And it'll be something the papers will blow into absolute space.
How's Kieran Tierney going to feel when and if he does sign?
I don't think he'll be bothered. I don't think he will be bothered.
No, but I mean, we all that say so. Do you think, honestly, guys, do you think he's not heard this?
I don't think. He's probably heard it, because let's be honest, football players have got social media and stuff like that. I don't think it's a sideshow. I just think it's a stupid, small thing that's going to get blown into epic proportions.
I don't get it.
No, I don't get it myself. But I'm not going to speak about it much because it's just
No.
really silly.
It's just you feel you've got to mention it when you do
No,
a
I-
podcast. That's the thing.
I had to mention it, obviously. But I'm just going to end it there for the match reaction. And we'll be back on Wednesday, before Wednesday for build up to Dundee United.
Honestly.
Aye. No, but we'll be back later on in the week with build up to that Dundee United game at Celtic Park on Wednesday. Until then, speeches later and hail hail.